Yeah, you read that title right. This guy, Mr. Pillow Hands, Mr. Puts the Fans to Sleep. He's going to beat Gervonta Davis, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, all of them boys. Let me explain why. We've all seen the memes. We've all seen the jokes. We've all seen people clowning on him for having boring-ass fights. Yeah, we know. We get it. Who cares?
Who cares, brother? Who cares?
Boxing at the end of the day is hit and don't get hit. Hit and don't get hit. Name one person that does that better than Shakur right now. One person. Yeah, he might not be the flashiest guy or like the most crowd-pleasing guy, but in terms of hit and don't get hit, no one in boxing does that better than Shakur. I'm going to start by saying why Shakur has a stylistic advantage over Tank. Tank's whole game plan, his whole style is to wait a couple rounds, feel his opponent out, wait for an opening. That's the key word. Wait for an opening and then explode with one or two big shots. He did that with Rolly. He did that with Ryan Garcia and most definitely against Frank Martin.
Awkward, but in this fight he's not looking.
There's a big left hand. Oh, left uppercut. Down goes Martin. Just ducked underneath that left hook. But what a and just like that, Gervonta Davis drops Ryan Garcia for the second time in his career.
The problem with boxing is that a lot of people only watch the highlights. They don't watch the full fight from round 1 to round 12. A lot of Tank's fights, if you watch from the beginning, he's losing a lot of earlier rounds. Rolly won the first 5 rounds. Leo Santa Cruz was beating him the first couple rounds. To hammer in the point, Tank will wait for his opening, throw one big punch, and then try to get you out of there after he hurts you. That shit will not work against Shakur. Shakur is way too smart, way too defensive. Shakur will run all day. Shakur will hug all day. I'm not saying that I'm agreeing with what Shakur does, but that type of super patient, super careful approach will work wonders against Tank. Like, look at Shakur's worst fight against Dos Santos. He did not take a single risk. He knew Dos Santos had knockout power. He said, nah, fuck that. I'm just going to stay out here, run around, do whatever. Again, I don't like that style, but it worked against Dos Santos. What's stopping Shakur from just doing the exact same thing against Tank? He's not going to give Tank that opening that Ryan gave him, that Rolly gave. He's the least hit boxer in all of boxing. Like, that's not a question. That's not a debate. He has the best defense in boxing. Additionally, if you rewatch the first couple rounds of Frank Martin versus Gervonta Davis, you'll realize that Frank Martin was doing a really good job when all he was doing was using the long guard and just keeping that jab in his face. It's not even so much of an exciting fight. Good combination lands from Martin. It's exciting finishes.
Behind the guard of Davis by Davis under 20 seconds.
Shakur Stevenson has the best long guard game in history. I'm just going to say it. Maybe call me a glazer, call me a fucking fanboy. I do not care. Shakur Stevenson's long guard and his defense is perfect. That's why I feel like Tank is a tailor-made opponent for Shakur.
He's just trying to use that as a rangefinder. He's looking for the uppercut and the combinations.
He just threw a left upper.
The outside, so why not risk getting hit?
Action now. As Guevara is squatting and taken. And now he tries to fire back and is off balance.
Of Guevara, and it's going to leave his head exposed.
Oh, there it is upstairs. Shakur floors him again.
And you might say, oh, well, against Frank Martin, eventually Tank started fighting more aggressively. That's when he got the stoppage. Okay. Like I said earlier, if Tank tried that shit against Shakur's just going to hug him, turn him, run. He does not care. Like, kind of what Frank Martin did was that he kind of just shelled up, didn't do anything. Shakur's going to hug. You know what I mean? It's Shakur Stevenson. He's going to hug. He's going to play it safe. He's the most cautious boxer in boxing. He's just going to continue to play it safe, and he's not going to give Tank that opening for real. Now, I might be a Shakur glazer, but I'm not delusional. Tank has crazy power, crazy speed, and crazy ring IQ. I cannot see Tank outboxing Shakur over 12 rounds stylistically, but I could see Tank sleeping Shakur. But I will say this, though. We just have no idea how Shakur's shin will hold up. Shakur has never really been hit clean by a hard punch, so we can't say that, oh, he has a good chin or a bad chin. We just don't know. I guess if they fight and Tank does land that big punch, for all we know, Shakur could have like a granite chin and just hold it up. Or have that Devin Haney chin. We just don't know until it happens. But considering that Shakur has fought multiple power punchers and none of them have been able to even put a dent on him, I will say that it's more likely than not that Shakur does have a chin. But then again, I'm a glazer. I'll admit that. What can I say?
His skill set, he can do it all.
Finding those levels, Stevenson, says Andre Ward. It's a very easy one to score, and there is the knockdown.
Also, too, I want to end the notion that Shakur has no power. That's bullshit. Like, if Shakur had no power, all his opponents would just walk right through him. Oscar Valdez, for example, is a tough-ass Mexican. You've seen him walk through the punches of so many other fighters. Why do you think he kept his distance against Shakur? Look at Dos Santos. Dos Santos, if you rewatch the fight with Dos Santos and Rayo, that fight was crazy. They were brawling left and right, knockouts left and right.
Yeah. Oh!
Raging now, Elwell's hurt. Down he goes. Up again.
Oh, that bottom. Oh!
What back out of Valenzuela goes down.
Or of Valenzuela.
Oh, stiff left
They're
hand.
going to stop it. Yeah, they're
But when he fought Shakur, Dos Santos decided to keep his distance. Why? I don't think fighters are stupid enough to just stay back and give Shakur what he wants unless Shakur has some power to keep them off him, you know? Additionally, Shakur just prioritizes defense. He's pretty light on his feet, so he's able to move around pretty easily. But when you see Shakur plant his feet and actually throw with his hips, bro, he pushes people back. He hurts people.
That's it.
It's about Rosales right now.
Aldo Cortez told me that maybe what Tim Bradley was observing.
Oh, knockdown scored.
Shakur meeting him with the straight left hand.
Oh, and there's a knockdown scored.
Yoshino stepping in on the left hand. You see him on his back foot right there. Beautiful, beautiful.
Now, I'm not saying he has like one-punch knockout power like Tank. No, obviously Tank's a way harder puncher. But in all his fights, bro, his opponents start running or they just give up. You know what I mean? As a fighter, if you're losing that many rounds, you just say, fuck it. Why not just go for broke on the last 2 rounds? But you notice they don't do that. They're scared of something. And I feel like it has to be his power. Again, not one-punch knockout power, but definitely he has keep him away power.
The fact that he's that close, he's in punching range. He will take some shots. He will.
Woo! And another knockdown scored.
Like a child in timeout. Beautiful work right here by Shakur Stevenson.
Well, the cut is worsening, and another left hand comes in. And look at these headshots from Shakur.
That's what blood does.
That is it.
So yeah, maybe Shakur's not the most entertaining fighter to watch, but in terms of pure skill, he's 100% on Tank's level. But with Shakur's distance management and range, I just don't think Tank could get to him. What's really stopping Shakur from just running around, jabbing, and hugging him for 12 whole rounds and just, playing it completely safe? And cruising to a boring-ass decision. Or we find out he has a glass chin and, well, yeah, I ain't gonna talk about that. Let me know what you think in the comments. Hope to see you in the next one. Peace.